CT side. Azerus will be able to control the pace of this game because of that fact, being able to move towards long, being able to move towards catwalk, as well as be at their own pace. For Infinity, can they put a stop to these pushes that Azerus will be trying to make here early on into this game?
Interesting. Isurus starting on the T side. This is their map pick, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Infinity choosing CT side?
Yeah, the thing about Dust2 is you can actually get a little bit more of an even finish on your halves there, and that's just because, yeah, if you have a strong CT side, you can get to that 6-round, that 7-round mark without a problem.
Yeah, this could be another situation of Samuel L. Jackson at Deep Blue. If you're going to just jump into the mouth of the beast, I mean, it's going to eat you. The shark could get you if you let them start T side. It's a mid to B strategy right now with deeper Molotovs behind those smokes, but even with just the Glock at range, 1962 sweet shot, air strafing in. Mobs is surprisingly able to pick up one, and then one back up towards the car. Davies is able to get one as well, but Myron is always that second man, that bonus man that's able to get in there and secure the round. Now you do have Noxy that's chilling here, still at the double doors, the hardest of lurks. And they check and they look, but they don't see him. He's going to end up poking out through here. He's been spotted, though. No, he hasn't, actually. A shot went down range. It's Myron that continues to lay waste. He has 3 kills on the round so far, and Noxy should know that there's a second player up here just arriving at the front gates. So there it is. Isurus on pistol round.
Yes, Isurus looking towards catwalk very early in that round just to clear it off. They pop flash middle as well at one point just early on towards that default on their pistol round, but they do end up taking a mid-B split, and while doing so, they're going to hit some great shots. 1962 with that big entry kill towards that window player. At that point, Azerus swarming into the site. You're going to see them bunny hop through the window, and that's to actually put the crosshairs off of the Infinity players, so they're able to swarm in onto that site. We do see a little bit of life from that closet player. He does pick up 1, maybe 2 kills, but Myron trades it out instantly.
Just to put a magnifying glass on that entry kill that you were talking about up into the window. Sure, Myron is able to come up here, but the reason that the team is able to get down into the site is because of 1962's shot up into the window.
Exactly.
The initial push into the mid to B split. Mid to B split on this map is one of the strongest strategies that you can possibly develop. It is a little bit difficult to execute, and there's a couple different pieces of flavor that you can use with it, by like a player jumping off of a catwalk and getting in behind the CT side and then play that mid to B. That's creative as well. But the difficult part is coming up into that B site. The fact he got that kill instantly at the window just means it was that much easier, even to a stacked B site.
Okay, and looking at this round now, you're speaking of stacked B sites. Infinity will be doing that, as they do have 4 members within this site. Davies playing that double doors, as I do believe that's Malbs, who has set himself up close towards middle. Azerus, on the other hand, have taken out long control. They're taking this round very slow, looking for any aggression from CTs, looking for any easy pick they can get.
So I like the buddy system going on right now between Myron and Max. They're both at the mid doors right now. They'll do a nice little pop flash. It just skitters off the top of the broken pillar right there, and they're going to end up finding out that this A site is open for business, and it is a B stack. So you're not going to expect that Infinity are not going to look for this fight. They've just got some pistols. It's vanilla. They got a flashbang in here, so they're looking to take some of the guns out. Malb's doing as best as he can to stay as hidden as possible. You've lost your first. That was a UMP. It's not going to be the most detrimental gun to be used against you, but it still could be a problem. Well, it doesn't matter. When you have Myron that's standing guard on top of that weapon, it's not going to end up in your opponent's hands. Cruisin', man, at range, has a couple opportunities against Noxy, who can't quite get the shots down range accurately enough. You lose 2 bodies.
Yeah, Azerus actually losing more than I thought they would in that round. I felt like they were going to be able to get into that A bomb site, defend it off, actually exit towards long, but they take the fight towards Cat, as well as Noxy taking that fight towards Spawn, and that's going to be Infinity being able to pick up two gun kills there, essentially. Taking down 2 guns is the word I'm looking for, and Azerus are going to move on to their second round.
Here comes the guns, though. And look at Isurus, are already geared up. Usually that team that wins the pistol +1 is going to end up a little bit behind when it comes to the 3rd round. But really, it is even strength. Like, unless you consider the AUG just a little bit better, it's really good at a little bit longer ranges, but at the end of the day, point-blank ranges, you got a slight effect, but at mid-range, it's about dead even. So now we've got a situation where whoever picks up this first frag on entry could force Infinity into a situation where they, well, do we decide to rotate? Do we decide to take? Because Cruisin's the only man with a kit. He's the only guy that could end up responding and holding a hope, keeping hope afloat for Infinity's retake idea.
I really like this from Meyer now. He's made his way out towards middle. He's plugged himself up in this corner. He's not overextending past this. He's just waiting for, like you said, any of the Infinity players to kind of over-rotate, kind of second-guess where this attack's going to be, and that's when he's going to pounce. In the meanwhile, Azerus have taken over that catwalk. They've taken over long as well, and I do believe we'll see a little bit of contact.
He's going to catch him with a grenade out.
Is he going to be able to?
Toss. Cruisin comes out. He's got the first kill.
There you go.
Can he fall back, though?
He
Noxie's an aggressive player. He really wants to take this fight, and he is rewarded this time. So a 1-for-1, and now your 2 defenders for your CTs are both at CT. Just now coming up the elevator. They would love to be able to boost somebody up into this position, and the bomb has crossed the top side of the elevator. They'll be able to plant this one okay, safely so. Noxie takes a little bit of damage, finished off by that Davies, who's still sitting down underneath on that CT side. It's going to be awkward. Of course, you did lose Cruisin', so that kit is on catwalk. They need to be able to aggress to that side, and they do choose that route. They recover that utility.
I like the spot from Max now, making that contact. He's not being able to connect now. Actually getting taken down. It's onto 1962. A 2v1. He's taking down Spamsy. Can he do the rest?
Oh, they've both come up through the ramp side. He's got the first, but he does expect a second player that was coming to the top side of catwalk. Davies will get that. He'll get the kit, and it seemed to be a curse. Whoever touched the kit ended up dying, but they were able to successfully communicate where that kit was, and that was it. Just that one little investment on that round, just barely enough to keep them in the game. They've got that one round under their belt. Isurus, with that bomb plant, have a couple players that could buy here, and it does look like they will go up for an AK. There's a Galil in there, and Reversive on the MAC-10. Max with just a pistol. So they're going to try and stop Infinity immediately.
Infinity now, that round was very hard for them to win. Like you said, only having one member survive in that process, Dallas, so that will get them on the field. 2 Famouses as well as an MP9. Not the strongest buy coming out from the CTs. Meanwhile, Azerus have got 2 AKs, a MAC-10, as well as a Galil here. So both sides struggling to get that firepower into this round.
A deep smoke for the T's if they wanted to come out, but it is responded with a grenade and a smoke. Oh, this is dangerous for 1962. Noxie actually gets killed to the back end of that one. 1962 might actually push this smoke. He's thinking about it. He's the front line. He's the guy with the bomb. Now the bomb's been tumbled into the side. Reverse is able to pick up one, but somebody has to grab that thing. Malbs at the closet, turns back for the transfer. He's unable to get it done. It's still a man advantage to Infinity due to the spray that started off this round. That flashbang keeping him at bay, and surprisingly enough, Davies and Cruisin are still sitting at CT, still sitting, looking for that cross of the bomb. Now that they know it's going to be a B execute, they're going to move in. Nice shot from Points, looking for the next kill as well. Reversive tucked in behind the car. He defends as he might, but he's so far away from this bomb right now. Crossing into the site with no grenades is going to be a real difficult spot, and I like this idea. Oh, he's going to play this slyly.
Well, it's not really too sly as he turns his back towards the site as Infinity does move in. Davies able to take him down very easily, but Azerus there forcing the plant in that situation is what's going to get them caught. I thought it was very unnecessary to just kind of stick it, especially by the default when you're essentially, as soon as you go into that plant position, not only do you give away your spot, but you turn it into a 1vx for that player that's supposed to protect you.
That's right.
So it became very difficult there for Max to actually, or Reversive to actually defend his teammate in that position.
Yeah.
And Infinity are able to pick up a nice round.
The door was shrouding him from that position.
Exactly.
It couldn't quite help him out. Fast play, Reversive straight in. The corner smoke is there. Wouldn't be wise to push this smoke quite yet. Your defenders do scramble a bit. Cruisin's trying to boost points up. They will be, or actually Cruisin's the one that gets boosted up, while Davies is on catwalk. So Infinity, after seeing that initial volley of utility, have pushed backwards. They've now lost their first. There's a rifle to be picked up as well. That's going to be a welcome sight. They only had that one AK coming in, but that AK's on the ground. Nobody was able to re-swing back in to help Reversive out. But that M4, which has been forfeit over to the opponent's side by Points, is now being put to work. Look at all the damage dealt. Can you get the kills? Cruisin', last man up on the high ground. They overwhelmed them. A little bit of a force buy from Isurus. They got one AK on that round. They end up picking up the M4. The M4 does the legwork.
Yeah, very scrappy round coming out from the T side. Able to pick it up in the end, though, as 4 members staying alive as they do end up going up towards A site. Infinity, on the other hand, a really lackluster holder. Nobody really being able to put up too many frags in that position. Here's some great shooting coming up from Max, allowing them to actually penetrate into that site. And by the time it's on Cruisin', It's too late.
I like that. That was a very anti-pistol strat almost. But when you yourself only have a handful of rifles, you want to. There's two places to put that smoke for the elevator. You either put it right up top, which costs you 2 of them, or you put it down towards CT, which costs you 1 of them. And they didn't have all that much money to invest in that round, so they use that deeper smoke closer to CT spawn, and they're able to take some, at least, information. But that problem does is leaves you exposed to catwalk. There's a little bit of risk reward there, but Isurus came out on top of it.
Okay, it does look like Azerus won't be taking towards long here as they have so many rounds before. Moving back towards B as Infinity will be heavily stacked closer towards this A bomb site, leaving only Spamsy to defend. It does look like Spamsy will be peeking out now, will be taken down. 1962, a great shot out of him. The rotations are coming in from the CTs, but it's too late. Azerus have taken that B bomb site.
Shouldn't be too much to worry about here for Infinity, though. They'll give it their might to try and get some kills. A deep Molotov doesn't land directly into the window, so Cruisin has a chance against Max. His second, third shots are off the target, and the aim punch gets them all wobbly. As 3 remain, still looking for some exit frags. Davies is still way back. He's looking for the flanker in the case that it does come from Isurus, and then kind of lurk to defend points down there in CT.
Yeah, this is good out of Azerus now, not chasing these frags. They're playing it smart now, exiting out like a proper team, making sure they're able to build up some money into this, because it is still very early on to the half. So Infinity now, if they're able to get exits, we could see that same issue that arose for Azerus on their CT side, where yeah, they might have been up 5-0, I do believe, but the second they lost around Dallas, they had to go on to a save. So the T's avoiding that issue from coming up here on their T side of Dust2, and they're going to be exiting all 5 members to save.
Ooh, now Infinity are going to
it's a little bit of a
take
force
a
buy.
little bit of poison here. I don't know if this is going to help them in the long run, because they've got a single scout, a couple deagles. They are floating around about that $2,000 mark, and their loss bonus is sitting at 2. And so if they lose, this will be at 3. So they'll be okay in the next, especially with Davies at 3,600. He's got more than enough. So there's going to be some early action. Great shot from Spamsy. Even flubs his egress a little bit, but 1962 is absolutely split in 2. As that first shot from Spamsy has alerted Isurus that this is no eco round. This is a force buy.
Yeah, now Reverse have actually spotted that CT player in Davies as he was jiggling out. We are going to see smoke start coming out from the T's as well. We have the lurk towards lower B. It's going to be Myron, just creating a little bit of presence, holding down as a pillar position that middle area.
Well, they've crossed over the top. Cruisin, holding the close angle, has the first as well. Can he pick up a second? He does not, and the smokes will begin to fade, and that extra player that's sitting there from Davies is able to make this painful. It's suddenly a clutch situation. It's 1v2 for Max. He'll plant this bomb wisely as fast as possible so that he has a little bit of breathing room. Now Infinity working their retake. Standard Molotov coming in. He's over towards Goose. He's got the first.
Good kill.
Now, there are guns for Malbs to be able to pick up down here just as he crosses to the top of the elevator.
Is Malbs going to jump, though, and give away his position, or is he just going to walk on out and hope to time this? It does look like he went for the timing, but Max, that was perfect out of him. A nice 1v2 there at the end. 4 kills on the round for him. And Azerus are going to take a 3-round spread.
Yeah, this is scary for Azerus. They're not running away with this like they want to. This is a T-sided map. It's 5-2. Arguably, the 2 rounds that Infinity did win, it was a 1v1 and then it was like a 2v1, so they had a slight advantage, but they barely won those. That's not enough to keep your economy sustained. But still, there have been rounds where Isurus as well have bled. That last one comes to mind. It was a 1v2 really. The 5th round they had 2 surviving. So Isurus's economy is shortchanged a bit, unless you're Max. He's almost at $8,000, but everybody else is way down there.
Okay, looking at Infinity now into this round, you're going to see Davies pushed up on this catwalk, holding this very tight angle, looking for any player really trying to force up Cat. Other than that, though, Infinity have given up this A bomb site, as Points does take down Noxay towards middle. The Molotov burning Davies on Cat will drop him to 50 HP, and 1962 out middle takes down Cruisin.
Way too wide for 1962, and he realized it as soon as he had spotted that second player. He knew he was in for a world of hurt. So he did as much damage as he could before he departed this world. Myron now still out mid, and he would be ending up into a crossfire if Davies were to turn around and start to support Points down here.
That's a big kill from Myron now. He should exit out of middle, and that's a great decision from him.
It is.
Getting the frag, falling back, no trade kill going the way of Infinity, and Catwalk will actually be penetrated by Azerus.
Yeah, you've got no defense here. They actually spam, I think. That may have been team damage that came through that smoke. Great shot from Davies, though. The bomb will be picked back up and planted, but that is an advantage to Infinity. 3-2 right now, and who cares if Davies is wounded? He's the man still swinging the op. Throws a flashbang in. There's an over-the-top. Reversive gets them both. Unbelievable that he's able to pull that off. And again, it's a very bloody, now 1v1 this time. Malb standing on top of the wall. Will throw one pistol down below to try and fake out Reversive. I don't think it faked him out. It's considered a metallic strike to the ground, but he gets the kill anyway. Maybe that did cause Reversive to peek his head up and say, what was that noise?
Well, Malbs actually took the high ground there, hopping onto the ledge, so he could see over the site. In total control throughout that 1v1. It was basically on Reversive to hit the nice headshot. Not being able to do that, Infinity will be able to get their third on the board, but once again, Dallas, a very costly round for the CT side. As looking at their buy now, we'll see the Famuses, 3 of them across the board here, as Azerus as well. Yeah. Very hurt for money.
It's really a race to not drown. Both teams are just trying to just barely win these rounds, and they are. It's just 1 surviving, 2 surviving. It doesn't seem to matter. Noxie gets his gun donated to him by Max, and this is going to be a fast play. 1962 is jumping right out over towards Carr, and he's caught to the side flank. Excellent grenade damage as well, as Reversive and Myron are both tagged heavily from that. They'll even throw utility in here to delay the push as it is. Isurus, if they are to push the full way in, they've just now dealt with the door with the smoke there, but Spamsy is probably going to do to his namesake, and as soon as he hears some footsteps, start to spam this out. And yeah, he does tag Max down to 50 HP.
Oh, Noxie spots the head there towards window, not able to connect on the kill. That's going to give away his position now. They know that there's an AWP towards the back of this platform. Noxie not being able to connect. All 4 members of Infinity retaking from the doors.
They're trying to boost up over top of this one. Cruisem is trying to stand on top of the box to get a look over the smoke. This is a really tough retake. You are outnumbered, but look at all the damage. Yeah, the damage has been dealt. Yeah, Spamsies are actually Points got the information. They're getting kills.
Oh.
And, well, they don't have the kit. No kit, so you got to get out of there. But Points is looking for frags. And this is great, actually, because Isurus are really, really hurting for cash, man. This stings a lot. The fact they're able to save 3 and your opponents are only able to save 2. I mean, at the end of the day, it just the end of the half will whitewash the entire the economy. But really, both teams have just beaten, bloodied, and bruised. It looks like a boxing match.
Yeah, it's definitely been back and forth between these 2 teams.
Round, yeah.
It's Infinity getting the worst for it, though. They are not able to really convert on many of those rounds, but they're also having success in very unorthodox rounds like those pistols, those ecos. Being able to chip away constantly at the Azerus economy is showing that the second they can get a confident round on the board, well, they're going to put the T's onto a save.
It was Fast Cat. Fast Cat in a boost over the catwalk wall, kind of getting that angled tiered shot. Davies, though, he's going to take the reshot. That is very lucky from him, because he had a little bit of a flashbang problem in his eyes, and he was getting some help from his booster Cruz in there. But now you're going to try and keep going. Fast play. Look at Max. He has both of them completely blindsided. Points was supposed to hold that angle, but Max opens up the A site. He was able to get in there so quickly, and now suddenly you've got lurks all over the map. I don't know how Myron ended up over towards the top of the
I think he came out through the double doors there while all the commotion was going on towards
B.
Yeah, I thought for a second he snuck by Spamsy towards those B tunnels and slipped into B, but I do believe he lurked out in towards the middle area during that round.
Yeah, Spamsy's last up, and it's just a meek little MP9. He's looking for something from his teammates if they had dropped anything worth of value, but there's nothing to speak for here. He's surrounded, and Isurus are going to assume that he actually has a rifle. And look at this. They're hunting him. The bomb's not even planted. They're searching for him all over the map. They're in the B site. They're in the A site. They're in CT. They're back top mid. They're really looking for Spamsy because they know he's in a safe situation. He actually looks. He spots one terrorist over there towards CT spawn. He sees the shadow as well. But 1962 ends the round with kills, but what a show from Max.
He really just cleared out that A site on his own, and that was a great individual play, sneaking all the way up Long Dallas, essentially just crab-walked his way towards the top of A there, able to take down these 2 cat players, and then you're going to see Points actually trying to get involved, but it's another nice shot out of Max to give Azerus their 7th.
Yeah, now things are looking pretty dim for Infinity because I think they have finally lost that economic fight. Because of Max opening up A site, suddenly you end up winning the round with 4 surviving on there, and now you're down to an eco situation for Infinity. Not expected to pick up more kills at this in any real sense of the word. Points is just avoiding all these AK shots. He's hiding behind the corner, a little bit of concrete, chipping around behind him. Points gets a collateral. Unbelievable. He pokes out after all those AK shots spam across him. He just pokes through and gets a collat. 1962 is wounded in that fight as well.
This is what you've been talking about, the fact that Infinity have been able to just constantly do economic damage throughout these rounds. And there you see it, Points picking up 2 kills now that Azerus should not have lost. That was massive from him. That Deagle coming into play now as the bomb moves over towards that B bomb site, Dallas. Is Spamsy able to pick up yet another frag?
I almost expect another kill, and Noxy is very... Oh, I thought that was Noxy got that shot. Here comes Mobs. He's actually going to be able to get behind lines, but there's a flank on flank.
He's going to get
spotted right here. Oh, yeah. Easy shot from 1962. He's a little late to the party, but instead he's the one that gets the treat at the end of the day. Moderately expensive. It came all from the point of Points, who had hollow points. And it went straight through that first guy. The second one, that popped open a hole, and the second one went through the dude's head, which was a surprising fact. So 8-3, it is a T-sided map, and you expect score lines like this, but it's starting to shape up like it could be pretty one-sided if Isurus win this round.
Okay, it does look like Azerus will be heading towards long very quickly to start this round. Infinity, on the other hand, going for that fast cat. Cruisin and Davies heading their way up towards Catwalk for a little bit of a boost to check out lower B. As we do see, I do believe Noxy pushing up Cat himself, able to take down Cruisin now, and actually getting a little bit of damage done to him by Spamsy towards middle, but that does slow down the round. Azerus have taken not only Cat control, but also long.
1962 trying to clear out the car, gets absolutely flattened.
But Max trading it out, though.
It was.
So that's going to be the solo member in Davies left to defend this A bomb site. Lucky for him, Azerus won't be favoring taking long just at this moment. They're actually going to just fall off a little bit here, create a little bit of presence, and that Molotov now onto Davies is going to push him back into the A bomb site.
Well, the information was there that Davies was spotted by that. So Noxy eyeballs him, and he'll alert the team that there is a weapon over here towards A site. I don't know if they recognized it was an op or not. It was just a couple frames, and we'll see what happens, because Davies now is lined up. If they stay against this wall, Davies swings out. He could end up with a collateral very similar to what Points had done, but he's very reserved. They pass just underneath him.
Oh.
I don't even know if he had an option to take that shot. He was closer to that little corner on the wall, and he wouldn't be able to see him in time. They saw him first. Mob's last man up, and it does look like Isurus are going to start to continue to apply fuel to the fire.
Reversive now moving on the other end of the CT spawn smoke. Malbs, does he know that he is about to get pushed? It does look like Reversive with the timing, able to pick up the frag, and Azerus now moving on to their 9th round here. A great display from them. Infinity really not having any answer. We saw some life from them very early on in the half, Dallas, as they picked up the first 2 gun rounds, and it looked like they were actually going to keep it competitive. But as this half progressed, it just became more and more of an Azerus show, to the point now where it's almost like Infinity are having no answer for anything Azerus throw at them.
I would hate to see a B rush here, but
that's exactly what's going to happen.
There's nobody home. It's a 4-man A stack, and it scares me so much when teams go for B rushes when you have a rifle advantage against an ecoing team. It's if there's any tight choke point to lose it to, it's B tunnels. Yeah. They'll find that the B site's open. It was a fortunate dice roll, but it would be their 10th round, and as we close into the latter parts of this half, we almost would expect nothing less from Isurus starting T-side nonetheless as well.
These final members of Infinity, very scattered right now, looking for their own individual kills. You're going to see Davies pushed up on Catwalk, taking down Myron, as well as the other 2 members towards top A, as well as Big Pit.
Well, Davies thought about it for a split second, going down and getting his shoes scuffed up to be able to pick up that AK, but he chooses not to. Reversive kills Mobs, and now holding on to the Deagles, it shouldn't really matter all that much. Kills are kills. They're going to have rifles in the next round anyway, so after that bomb was planted, everything beyond that was just a show match.
Okay, I would like to see Infinity now start this round off with an early entry pick. I'd like to see them get aggressive towards Catwalk like they have been doing, but because Azerus is favoring long very early on, as well as lower B, it opens up the opportunity for Infinity to fast cat and actually push towards the top of middle. So if they do exploit that little hole within the Azerus strat,
oh, he tagged him.
This could be the opportunity for them. And yeah, you're right, Malb's getting tagged as he crosses mid.
That was through the smoke, through the door, 70 damage.
Davies actually gets the first kill towards long now. That's going to be good for the Infinity side, but a quick mid-presence being made now from Azerus as 1962 has made his way out. That gap in the smoke comes to fight points, and it will be the mid to beast with on fire.
So there's also Myron spamming through. Does end up with the last shot. Oh yeah, he's actually passed through the smoke. Malbs is now behind the lines. He hears Noxy sprinting in. That's the bomb,
That's
too.
the bomb.
That's going to be some control. Malbs chooses the AWP right now, and the AUG has been dropped distantly from him. So they're going to flash in. He takes his first shot. Now he's in a deep, deep trouble at that point. That bomb will be recovered, and Isurus will be able to reset themselves. It does buy some time for these guys to get back into the B site. Cruzen is right at the doors, and Davies has been smoked off. He's at CT with an AWP.
Yeah.
He's no help right now.
Are they going to be going for this? Because they don't have a flashbang to even get in this site, Dallas. They've only got a smoke on the back of Cruzen. Yeah, they've got the kits so they can take their time, but without having a flashbang to even kind of, you know, give that advantageous positioning while you're running in, this is going to be hard for them to retake.
Yeah, you needed somebody to get the opener too. So first man in was Cruzen. If he was able to get in and get two,
maybe in that situation,
I mean, and that is asking a lot. Because then if he dies, it's a 1v1 and then it's something. But even if he just gets one, it's still a 1v2 for yourself, and you're still playing from behind, coming in through a narrow choke point. So Isurus 11-3 right now, looking to close out the second map in rapid fashion.
Yeah, if Infinity had actually saved those weapons, we could have seen them getting dropped towards teammates and some better utility coming into this round, as really only 2 people on the CT side have any nades whatsoever. No kits on the field as well, no head armor. This is a very rough buy, and Davies is going to be going down at the start of it. And now Cruzen as well, that Fast Cat absolutely being demolished.
That's quite a few times we've seen Fast Cats come in. Another beautiful shot from Spamsy with a scout of all things, and he gets another one as well through the edge of the door, and it's a 3v3 right now. I don't know if Spamsy would even want to drop this scout right now. They're finding kills all over the place, and the bomb's been spotted. It's been dropped down out long. Noxy is out here with the AWP, but I don't even know if he's going to be able to overcome the scout from Spamsy, who's just about to take the peek. Okay, they have a solution. They've been able to pull it back to a 2v2, and this Molotov is very obvious that you've got one player tucked up tight to the car, able to use this smoke and escape for the time being, but he's actually going to flirt with continual combat. So Reversive down to 4 HP on that.
Yeah, and now the flank coming in from Malbs. He should be able to take down Reversive. This is going to leave Noxay now in this 1v2 situation. Both players actually towards these long double doors, holding their position, not wanting to overextend, not wanting to turn this into a 1v2 for either side.
Well, I think this is going to end up turning into 2 1v1s. And, oh, they haven't cleared out Malbs. So when Points makes contact, that's when Malbs is going to start to fire off. Points has the first. Here comes Malbs from behind. Reversive at 4 HP. He's going to sprint towards this site. No, he's going to slow it down. This is going all the way up Malbs. One taps him, and you get 4 rounds for Infinity right now, which is okay. You get yourself at least 2 rifle chances in the next half.
Yeah, definitely not the half finish you generally want on Dust2. You generally want to hit that 6-7 round mark on your CT side of Dust2. So Infinity really coming up short in that regard, but they do come and pick up a few rounds, enough to make their T-side competitive. So if they're able to get pistol, it's a brand new half. They'll have the opportunity to actually take it to Azerus.
Yeah, they're still playing from behind a little bit. Bit problematic for them, though, because they only got 2 rounds in succession. Everything from there on out was just piecemeal, one at a time. But we've got the second half coming up for you shortly between Infinity and Isurus. You are still watching the Pro League. Hey y'all, welcome back to the Pro League. It's Infinity versus Isurus on this second map. We're about to start the second half, but looking at the ADR, it's pretty straightforward. Players you would expect coming up. Not quite at that 100 mark. We've seen a lot of people picking up and remaining at 100 plus for a few days. This is probably the only time that we've seen it where it's been under 100, but that just means that everybody else is picking up the slack.
Yeah, look at those odds, actually. Infinity really not favored at all in this battle. But Azerus, to start off this pistol round, look for very quick mid-aggression. They're actually going to be sending Noxay up to make that initial contact. He's going to fall back to Catwalk, where he's going to pick up Malbs towards lower. And these final Infinity members still towards the back of middle. They've taken long presence as well, but they aren't really moving past that point.
Yep, just chill it out. Don't want to end up playing further from behind. And they will start to push long, slowly. The thing is, as soon as 1962 makes contact, suddenly Infinity are going to swing out wide. They're going to make it a target-rich spot for him to try and acquire this. There's the swing out. They'll push him off. They got the headshot in there. 1962 is going to get some help. Myron's just out here. He is just shoulder peeking it and tapping off shots. There's a beautiful pop flash out there as well. Suddenly they're caught up with nowhere left to go. Not enough room to retreat back to the corner.
That's the exact same pistol Azerus ran in, I do believe, their match against Daytona. Or actually, it might have been their first series against Denial. So they run the exact same pistol round. Infinity have no idea that that's a potential pistol round that they're going to run. So that kind of, to me, shows that they didn't scout Azerus out well enough, because that pistol round could have been countered very easily there from the T side. Unfortunately, Azerus able to exploit them completely as Noxay moves up towards middle, takes that first kill on towards lower B, and then the final few members have to contest against 1962, who's just in the top A with that USP pegging away.
Popping off. So Isurus now with the command advantage on this one. They're just up against soft, squishy vanilla Glocks. I wouldn't even call it vanilla bean. I mean, sometimes you get one player with armor in there. Sometimes
vanilla
you get
bean latte?
Yeah, vanilla bean latte is pretty good. But not even a flashbang in there. No spice, no flavor. It's just straightforward. Very basic.
Yeah, it does look like Infinity now will be grouping towards middle. A quick burst should be coming out from the Max here. Is spotting these double doors, Dallas, so he'll make the initial contact, fall off, and that's where we're going to see Noxay as well as Max start to get involved in this mid-rush.
Oh, they're going for CT. Wow, brave move.
Just trapped themselves in there.
Yeah, there's not many places to go. They got one. Can that ump swap over? It does not seem so. So they will lose one AUG on that round. Isurus are okay with that. But here comes the AKs in plenty, in tow for Infinity. They've got a lot of utility as well. It's just a shame that they didn't end up with a bomb plant, because that would have meant full kits for the utility. You see a little bit of them short. Got 2 grenades for 3 of the players.
Okay, Azerus now moving into this first gun round. How are they going to approach their defense? Infinity does look to be heading towards long very quickly, but not actually forcing out. That nade towards the top of middle, doing massive damage to Cruisin' now to start this round off. That was great out of Max. But overall, Infinity not pressing any issues. They're going to allow the CTs to get set up, and then they're going to progress in their default. The scary thing is, Noxay has fast-catted himself.
He's so aggressive.
And he's just going to keep on going.
He's always so aggressive, and he, in fact, went up mid a little bit. He's like, I'm tired of this smoke. I want to peek lower tunnels. And he peeks it. Nobody's home, but there are players at top mid as well. He's got his cover from that angle.
Nice shot by Malbs.
That was a great clear by Malbs, because when you swing around those boxes, first you think, okay, I can see it to the left side of the wall. I can't quite see the right corner. So he swings out, clears that side out as well, gets the headshot.
Okay, and into a 5v4 we go as Infinity have taken this man advantage. Dallas Max getting very aggressive towards the double doors. He's being set up by Myron as well, who actually came to check it out at the start there, but as nades starting to get thrown out towards B by Spamsy, that's going to pull him back. That's going to isolate Max. Cruisin' now down to 1 HP as he is able to take down Max, will prompt the cat hit out of Infinity, and it does look like Reversive as well as 1962 will fall, leaving it all onto Myron.
Oh, and yeah, he's quickly cleaned up as well after that little bit of a mid-push and mid-presence that remained by Spamsy right there. So they win their first rifle round, quickly so that's a welcome sight because they had only, I think, 2 chances. If they were to lose that rifle round, their next rifle round would have ended up coming in at the 16th. So a really tough spot, and the fact that they win that first rifle round just means more rifle rounds can be spawned from it.
Yeah, definitely more life for Infinity, a few more rounds for them to play with, as they are going to turn Azerus now onto that eco round, giving the opportunity for Infinity to take their 6th. The name of the game for them right now is keep majority of their players alive. And why do they need to do that? Because they don't want to be pulling onto an eco or a force buy the second they fall to Azerus in a round here. So for Infinity, let's see how they take this eco round.
Yeah, Spamsy realizes that there was a pretty aggressive position right there for Isurus that were peeking over with just USPs. It sounds like automatic gunfire hitting the wall behind Spamsy. That was just USPs going da-da-da-da. Spamsy gets overwhelmed. Okay, but he's got some help, some support by Malbs right here. It's going to be difficult to pick up this AK and make use of it, but man, these CTs are everywhere. 6 bullets in Malbs' gun. He's actually got 1 CT over his head. 2 AKs now for your 2 remaining players on Isurus' side, and they're going to think about boosting over top of this to look into Catwalk. That's a nice spot. It's a nice angle. Both of these teams are only split by smoke.
Noxe as well having that Molotov. He might be able to drop it as well and divide it, but that Molotov coming out from Cruisin' should be a fairly easy round. Points now taking down Noxe. Max does end up getting Cruisin' in the process, but it is going to be now Davies heading towards T-spawn for that bomb to actually clean this one up. Points, you can see him going more and more passive here as well.
Deep grenade in there. Oh my goodness,
geez.
Max. He's not going to anticipate that Davies is behind him, though. They may know that the bomb was out there. It was dead center in that hallway. This might be why Isurus had bitten down so hard on this tunnel control. But what an eco round from Isurus. These were just USPs, and they even played from behind a little bit right here. It was difficult to keep that AK in play. Max is going back towards A, and he'll realize now, I like to see how quickly the gears turn, and Max is able to figure it out rapidly. So he is 36 HP, no armor. It only takes 1 bullet from the shot of Davies to end that round, but a great round from Isurus.
That was a bold move from Davies, too, to push outside of the site, leaving himself in the open there. Thankfully for him, Max really not having any idea that Davies would do that allows him to pick up a very easy kill in the process. But if Max actually was to take a little bit more time in jiggling that window, he might have been able to catch Davies out.
So here's the deal.
What's the deal?
Infinity have some short straws. If they do lose this round, they are into a quick eco. If they win this round, but unhealthily win this round, Isurus could go for a force buy in the next and apply pressure and continually apply pressure. So there's a lot of opportunities for Isurus right now to get the 14th round. They only need to take this 1 round at a time. You need 3 total, so just think of the next. Think of the next. Think of your opportunity. Think where your opponent's economy is. And Infinity starting this round off on the wrong foot means more and more likely that one of those scenarios is going to play out.
Yeah, Infinity taking this dry peek towards long as well. We do have the op of Spamsy now positioned, waiting for this. If Noxe takes the repeat, he will be actually able to pick up the frag. And now Spamsy, not going to be able to get that second, as 1962 finds himself a very easy kill. And Myron onto his 3rd will do exactly what you were talking about. Winning the round for the Argentinian side prompts Infinity now onto an eco, as well they have no money whatsoever. Dallas, really only Davies being able to buy.
And Isurus is one of those teams that when they have ops, those ops are getting the majority of the kills. And now they have more ops than you would even necessarily need. It's a double op. Just in that last round, they got 4 of the 5 kills with the op. And Infinity are actually going to go for a force buy here. This is unexpected because Isurus' economy, it's vulnerable, but the fact that they had 4 surviving in that last round means they're okay. And Reversive has an easy kill against Malbs. He's actually going to wait for an additional player to join Malbs.
Yeah, great trigger discipline right now from Reversive. He is going to take him down finally, move up towards the upper B, and Spamsy puts an end to that.
That was a sick shot from Spamsy. That was wild. Now they've got an AUG. This is a good trade. Noxe with his op. We've seen what he does on Catwalk. He's really aggressive. He's got the first kill, ducks under the next shot, and this grenade should do work.
No, lands just short.
A bit short. Need to go to the gym a little bit more. Throw that one a little bit deeper. But he still posts up. He's still holding Catwalk here.
Oh, the timing.
He just
Jinx,
fills the scope right as he pulls away.
Okay, these final 3 members of Infinity getting ready to burst on this catwalk. They don't have a flashbang to make anything happen for them, so I do imagine they will be just jumping through momentarily. But Noxe has that Molotov ready. He will be dropping it into the smoke, but it gets put out, and that's going to allow the Tees to pressure catwalk.
Oh, but Noxe, he says, so yeah, you play into that one all day. There's a flash in there, but none of them are blind. He gets caught up in transition, and so does 1962. They were both out in the open. Now Max has been spotted as well. Does the bomb stay up top? It does not. It tumbles. That's the punishment you have when you play close enough to those angles on the elbow. And now Points has so much ground to try and take. He's just willing to take the fight, but you can see Max has made contact with the bomb, and they will not take a direct fight. Points has to jump out of the fire and into the hot lava from this spot.
And he actually thinks that somebody's still towards catwalk as Myron threw that initial Molotov now. Falling back, you will see Points drop into CT spawn where Max picks up a very easy kill. And it will be Azerus now onto their 15th round, a complete dominant performance on this Dust2 map, almost as if Infinity really never was able to get anything going.
Well, I mean, Infinity did win that first rifle round, and I thought that rifle round was going to spur on a couple more rifle rounds, but instead, as soon as they lost traction, they spun their wheels again, and they weren't able. They went for a force buy, and now that just leaves them into a situation where I thought they were going to have 2 rifle rounds. Instead, they're going to have 1 solid rifle round and a couple force buy rounds, more force buy rounds than you would want.
Yeah, Noxe now will find the first kill onto Spamsy, who's actually scouting middle, misses that first shot, goes for the second one, and Noxe waiting with that AWP as he does make contact with yet another member of the Infinity side.
Oh, this is dangerous. There's a MAC-10 point-blank range, and Points will get that one. Oh, he's disarmed himself. He's got to reach out there and grab that op if he wants it. Now he has to come back and fight with his team. A great grenade comes in, but Malbs with a 1-dig. This is a very big overextension from Isurus right now. They are way over their bounds, and suddenly it's a 1v3. It was 1v4 for Max. And Isurus really trying to end this game sooner rather than later.
Exactly.
Bit off more than they could chew.
Really just forcing the issue across the map as a whole. We see this from Azerus a lot when they lose one member of the team. Everybody looks to fight very quickly and even it up. But it did look like Azerus was very disconnected within that fight, getting picked off from all angles. Really, the comms looked a little bit lackluster, as well as a couple of the Azerus members not looking to where the frags were showing up from. And it will be Infinity moving on to 7 rounds here, prompting Azerus now to save that AWP as well going into next round. They most likely will only have USPs.
Yikes. Man, I mean, you took a fight at catwalk, at point-blank range, scoped in with an op. Like, you're not going to win that fight when they're that close. Twice. They lost both of their oppers like that. The first one was at the double doors, the second one just on catwalk. It's
the same thing that was happening. Yeah, the same thing happened on Mirage too when they were on their T side. You just see them overextending for kills. There was that one round that stands out to me where Noxe actually pushed Market with his op after picking up those 2 B players within the site. And what that's telling to me is that the Azerus players, when they get into these number situations, when they get into the advantageous position, well, they're willing to just keep this hyper aggression going to close out the round, and that ends up biting them towards, well, what we call the end, what could be the end of their games.
A little bit of a stack towards B. You got 3 players that are out here. Myron can support. He's standing on the scaffolding right now to prevent the mid to B split, but it's a passive defense of the mid to B split. All the while, they've got over towards long A. 1962 is holding those double doors with a 5-7, but there's still too many angles to release Noxe with the op away from catwalk right now. So they need to be able to do something, scout out the information of where Infinity are in these tunnels, and get Noxe into the right spot to make action and make things happen with that op.
Okay, it does look like these players on Infinity patiently waiting to get out towards the B tunnels. Not really getting into that site right away. Max in front of this smoke now, able to find one onto Malbs. Cruisin does trade it out. 2 members from the Azerus side have rotated out. Reverse it by this double stack box now. Is he able to find anything? Able to take down Cruisin, able to take down Davies.
And he's
on to Spamsy. He's got a 3rd as well. No, it's Myron coming in to help out his teammate. And this one is all but over. Reversive, the final kill onto Points, and Azerus will take it 2-0.
Unbelievable that they ended up winning that one, even with players with